Welcome back for another video, guys, and thanks for tuning in if this is your first time watching. So, I decided to jump back in the solo lane for a bit, and the results were well. I got 4 S-tier performances in a row, so I'm going to share some of those games. But, just starting out, if you've been watching my Nautilus videos, I used the same build, used my jungle build going AP, and it did really well. I performed really well. High shielding, high assist rate, high gold. I first blooded Ambessa. That was a worthy kill. Almost died, but then I hooked her into the turret. Anyway, this game we probably could have won, but Echo is on fire right now, and so he was doing really well. And our mid lane we had Zed, who just fed, but other than that, the rest of us all did well. It was a pretty close matched game, but we didn't end up winning. That being said, first game I want to jump into is the Ambessa game, and I'm going to try to get them uploaded today too, but we got 2 games with where it went Alistar in the solo lane, which it's not very common, but the way I play it, it works really well. And here you see I got S-tier performance, and we did really well. And so that's probably going to be the next video I'm going to work on uploading. I was against Jace, and this was a very heavy counter to Jace. He couldn't do anything. So Jace, well, if a Jace player is good, they're pretty unstoppable and they can carry a game easily. But going Alistar in the solo lane was an easy shutdown to that. So stay tuned. That being said, jumping into the Ambessa game. 12 kills, 5 deaths, 3 assists. MVP was Jinx, who was similar stats, but she had 14 assists and she was on fire. So that being said, we'll just jump into the game. We had their Swain, A-tier performance, got SVP on their team. And he was pretty good at tanking for their team. If they had another couple good players, or if Swain popped off, we probably would have lost the game. That being said, we had quite a few good players. If our Jinx wasn't doing so well, then we probably would have lost, just because of the Swain. Oh, so yeah, I was actually jungle this game. So this video will add on nicely to my Ambessa jungle gameplay, working the same build with Glacial Augment for the first rune, and then using survivability runes, the green ones, for the main component. Jinx would have got the kill there if the monsters wouldn't. If the monsters wouldn't have gone in. So Galio's fighting here. I'm gonna come try to gank, but Diana was a bit too far away, so I decided to go in and steal. For anyone trying to learn how to play jungle, the best thing that you can do... Oh, I'm gonna go in for the kill here. I got out just in time. Anyone learning jungle, the best thing that you can do is go in and steal the enemy jungle if it's safe to do so, if you have time. So right there was the opportune moment. Diana came from mid, went on the far side. I was coming from over here. So it was better for me to go steal some jungle. I did not go to the red buff. Otherwise, I would have missed the kill. And I think this game was pretty good at taking Jax's farm. And I ulted here. Galio didn't engage on the turret dive, which was unfortunate. And just a key component to winning games. I got a little mad there that Galio didn't go in and I died. And I said to myself, well, fine, I won't gank mid lane anymore. Because I figured Galio probably just wasn't a good player, but I decided no need good and tilted just because of one death. And Galio ended up holding his ground a little bit later on. Not the best Galio by all means, but his play was useful. The enemy Diana was on fire too, look at that. This game we had a very poor start. Or no, I guess better way to say it. The enemies had a really good start, and I thought we were probably going to lose. But, so here I am coming. We had a little bit of vision on Jax, but I was able to secure the red buff and get out. And I'm just thinking, Ambessa's probably really good in the jungle for stealing enemy farm. Because she can, just like in that instance, enemy came. So I was able to jump through a wall to get out. And if I had my flash, you're almost guaranteed to be able to escape anytime. You just can't go through the thick walls like right here. I don't think right here you can go through. But here where there's the trees, you can't go through that wall, I don't think. But just go into practice mode, give it a try, test it out so you know your limitations. So knowing Jack's dead, I'm coming to check his blue farm. And who's that? Misfortune coming. I could take her one-on-one, but I suspected an enemy was nearby. And then Galio, like I said, picked up his weight. But we're not going to do a 3v2. So I'm just getting out of there. Might actually end up dying because of Swain, but... no, it works out good, the damage. And I ulted there just to make sure that Misfortune didn't get away. So this was the point where the game really turned around. We successfully killed 3 of them. I was able to take the blue buff from them. And then the dragon came up. Excuse me. So yeah, a bit of a rough start for some of the teammates, but as far as my jungle game goes, this was a perfect start to the game. Stole jungle twice. Helped assist in a team triple kill. I realized it's easy for me to pick off Diana, and then I come to the Rift Herald, and Jax isn't there. He's up getting Garen. And Garen makes it. So it's a free dragon and a free Rift Herald. I missed my ult. I should have aimed that a bit better. But I wasn't concerned about getting the kill because Garen was working on retreating. I wanted to push that turret there. And then Garen's Demolish was being triggered. So I wanted to make sure I hit it so he still had that for the next turret. So this is what I mean. Or Galio, he was okay, but it doesn't seem like he was a very good or confident player with his champion. That being said, I played Galio a few times. The first 2 games, I think I got like MVP or at least S tier. But every game after that, I overthink how the abilities work or something, or just the matchup was off. I didn't perform well. If you know how to use him good, he's a great champ. But I think mainly I wasn't playing it safe enough. And I was overthinking how to use his abilities. I was rushing. I'm probably going to die here. But I chunked them down enough for Jinx to clean up. Maybe not. Galio late to the party. So, in this instance here, you have Diana, who's low health and lingering around. But instead, Galio went for the full health Swain, using the ult. That there's just a bad decision. Probably could have got another kill if he went for Diana. So we got Misfortune taking down the turret here. I think I managed to pick her off, but she's got a lot of escape compared to me. If you haven't checked out my other Ambessa videos, a lot of people have been mentioning that it's hard to use her well because you keep running out of energy. But for that reason, I think she performs better in the jungle. Because the way her energy works, when you use an ability, with Ambessa, and you hit a large monster or a champion, your next basic attack refunds energy. You watch here, using energy, but it gets refunded every time I basic attack. So that goes for large jungle monsters. Sorry about that. Tongue-tied. Large jungle monsters, the objectives, the dragon, Rift Herald, and champions, they all refund energy. So if you're in the solo lane, you have to make sure you keep hitting the enemy champion that you're against, or you're going to run out of energy. If you're just clearing minions, then you're going to be putting yourself behind. So, just that being said, Ambessa is probably a stronger jungle champion than a solo lane champion, dependent on who you're matching up with. So here I know I can get the Misfortune. I'm not sure if I could deal with the Nasus. But just in time, the team came. If I had played it safe, I was surviving, but I wanted to make sure it was bait and Nasus to stay there instead of focusing on Jinx or Galio. Anytime if your team is doing good, it's better to take a death for the team if it allows them to fight longer and survive. Not always. Sometimes it's better to just back. If you tune into my next game, you'll see after this game, we had a few games where we were a party of 5, and it was phenomenal. We should have lost a few times, but because of good cooperation, good team play, and good timing, making good calls, we actually won. And anyway, that's a very exciting game. Should be up soon, so make sure you tune in to watch that. So right here, I wanted to avoid Swain just because I know he's buffed quite a bit. Six kills, 4 deaths, 5 assists. And he's already got 2 full items. He's working on his 3rd. So, in comparison, he's in line with our Jinx in performance. So I didn't want to fight him because I only have 2 items, working on a 3rd. I mean, I'm 7-4 right now, which isn't bad, but I still didn't want to chance it based on his crowd control. Slowing it down here for a sec. So I'm trying to do damage to Swain, but my real target is Misfortune. But she kept going into the bush and without vision, so I couldn't get to her. And I died. If I had been focusing Jax, maybe. But just the Swain was doing so good, we were losing that fight regardless. Which is why I was trying to avoid it. So we got Jinx take the red buff, which that's totally fine. I'm dead. So it's better for her to get it and utilize it. We had Thresh pushing top lane. So I think we're going to get ready for Baron. We were kind of thinking it. In this game, like, none of us are in a party or on mic. So the real success to this game is just we're all watching the map. We're watching what each other's doing. We're watching lanes and working together. But there's no communication between what's going on besides pings. So, just as a setup for this fight, we got Swain tanking, and Diana is waiting to pick somebody off. But it becomes a 4 versus 2 in our favor. I'm coming up on the rear, and if you look, everybody right now is alive. If I take off Fog of War, right now what's going on, we got Nasus pushing. And if we don't end up backing, he's going to get that turret easily. We got Misfortune at spawn. And Jax is on the way. So, this fight looks favorable to us. I'm going to leave Fog of War off just so we can see. I'm farming. I'm not even going to the fight, I guess. So I see Nasus. Jinx clears them, no problem. Nasus gets our turret. Now at this point I can kill Nasus, but if Galio didn't come and knock him up there, he might have been able to get away with movement speed. Anyway, now we're going to get a free dragon pretty well. Yeah, this Thresh was really good. Now, 2 of them are dead. Nasa's just respawned. But Diana's dead, so we're going to go for the Baron. I've seen Misfortune coming up. I think I just predicted she was coming. I'll look at Fog of War. Oh yeah, there's a ward placed there. So I predicted she was coming, but we didn't know. And then somebody placed a ward and we were able to see her. So she came and used her ult a little early. And if you look here, I'm not sure, we'll look at the stats after, but Ambessa jungle versus Diana jungle, Ambessa wins. And if she didn't ult there, she might have been able to do something, but she pulled me in within range, which is stupid on her behalf. Now look at Ambessa versus Swain. The only thing, since he's ulting, he's doing a lot of healing. So if Swain has his ult, you shouldn't fight him. But if he already used it, if his ultimate is on cooldown, Ambessa versus Swain, Ambessa's going to win. And we finished just in time, so I didn't die again to the turret. Anyway, that was a pretty good Ambessa game. I forgot it was jungle, but even better. So I went 12-5. Jinx and I are the only ones that really got kills, and Thresh, he got 8 kills. But so looking at Diana, she had 2 items, only 9,000 gold. So maybe she wasn't the best player, but she died 9 times. So, oh, actually no, she wasn't even jungle. That was Diana mid. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, and other Jax, I kept stealing his farm, and he must not have been a good enough jungler to hold up or compensate. Very good game. Looking, I guess Jinx, their Misfortune wasn't the best either. So Swain was the whole carry to their team, but again, just looking at the build. So this is what I use: Second Wind for increased healing, did over 1,000 healing. Tenacity, just for any crowd control, because crowd control is really the worst thing that gets Ambessa. Because if she basic attacks and she's rooted, she can't dash away and get her enhanced attack, and then she runs out of energy too. And then sudden impact, you always want that, especially if you're jungle. Works in lane as well, as long as you can get to the brush and attack. And Glacial Augment, there still might be better, like Conqueror might be better overall, but for what you do get slowed, I had 54 seconds, so almost a whole minute of slowing enemies, which I feel definitely helps. So that's the Ambessa game. Like I said, tune in for some more. Especially I think it was a Pantheon game. Check out my other playlists. It'll be under the ranked games, because it's not going to be specifically focused on Pantheon, but tune in and check out for more videos. And anyone that wants to learn good counters for solo lane, check out the Alistar videos I'll be posting as well. Thanks.